It said that they would walk around heaven.
They ran their race.
And they ran their
Their
race.
race has been.
And their race has been won.
So for those of you who are shedding tears.
So for those of you who are shedding tears, you should be shedding tears for yourself.
Because they already
won.
So when we come to celebrate.
So when we come to celebrate the life they have lived their life, they lived the life that they talked about.
They gave you an example.
They gave you an example that
they won the race.
That they won the race.
That there's no more pain, there's no
more pain, there's no more sorrow, there's no more
how
hurt.
much better can it be?
How much better can it be?
So as we continue,
this, I want to just tell you these words to kind of remind you of where we are. If I can put the words in
as long as they struggle,
in the struggle, I can see in their mind
every one of you that
each and every one of you that they love, that they will be saying that you were worth fighting for.
Until God said time.
Until God said time has won.
And your race has been.
And your race has been run.
So the challenge for you and I.
So the challenge for you and I is to find a reason and a way to find some kind of
contentment
and know
that one day you and I must
pass this way.
Wouldn't you want the story to be? That I ran the race with my
status of living their life, but it defeats the whole purpose of how they live.
You should find a reason to be able to say,
God, I don't understand, but thank you.
You should be able to say, God, you know my tears.
God, you know my tears, but thank you.
You should be able to say, God, I don't
know what to do.
But still my heart says,
thank you.
That would be reflective of
the life that they lived.
That would be reflective of
the example that they gave.
So you just look at someone real quick
and tell them it's going to be all right.
I'm tell them like you tell them
it's going to be all right. Tell them it's going to be all right. Yeah, you did listen.
You're one day closer. To the finish line. But as we still run this
race, there has to be something that motivates you.
If it's to see them again,
then you know what you need to do.
I'd like to now open the floor.
To those who would like to share
some
expressions one at a time, please. And please wait as you get to leave the other way forward. I would ask you that you would take no more than 2 minutes as the family has requested. Is there anyone? Some expressions one at a time, please. And please wait as one is done and safe. I will ask you to take no more than 2 minutes.
To people that don't know me, I'm Jeremy. I'm not the oldest grandchild, but I'm the second oldest. And it's been really hard losing both of them. But they lived a great life, and the most memorable thing about my life is Christmas at Greg's. Nothing better than that. If you were there, you know. It sucks that I live so far. I'm not close to everybody, but I wish I could be what it was. I love that. So I love that. Thank you to my mom, to my aunties, for always giving us great Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas, whatever. Every children can't thank you for love. I love y'all too. Y'all, my boys. I want y'all to go and be great men, make good decisions, live a good life, just like Granny and Papa.
My name is Shelton Jr. My grandparents. Like Trey said, one thing is Christmas. You know, all your cousins was gonna be there, all the family was gonna be there. Papa was gonna play the same Christmas Eve all day and night. We was gonna go to sleep singing Noel and wake up singing Noel. It was just fun, but that they. I thank them for establishing family. One thing that I feel like, my mom always says, and I know that she got it from Papa and Granny was family. I thank them for just establishing that. And my mom and, my aunties and, my cousins. I thank them for all that they did, how they never treated us any differently or anything like that. We was just family. All that, I knew Papa would come in the house, he there, chef. What's up, Papa? We talk about football. We talk about the Steelers, all like that. And I'd always kiss her on her forehead, and tell her I loved her. And one thing though is the last time I was able to see them, I told both of them that I love them. So I know that they know that I love them. And I remember Jace, when Jace came to the house and he's like, boy, Granny and Papa took apart your oven and didn't know how to put it back together. We would laugh about that constantly, about how you take an oven apart and not put it back together. So I'm gonna miss the time that I had with them, but I'm grateful for the time that I had with Granny and Papa.
My name is Jace. These are my grandparents right here. And just to add on to what my cousin Shelton said, they established family, and they taught me that if you don't have anything, you have a family that you can always run to. I just always remember my papa telling me that it's better you need to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself because your health is your wealth. Stay healthy and stay out of trouble. Pep talking, this and stuff. Always remember my papa telling me. One of my best memories with Papa was, let's say about 4 months ago, before I went back to Georgia, he took me to the VA. Anybody know Papa was going to the VA 3 times a week, all the time. I just remember having laughs with him. I replay his, I play this every single day. I'm upset myself for not answering the phone, but I'm glad I have anything, something to remember him about. I just remember Granny and my Papa, they were everything, I hate to see him like this, but I know it's back in place. So. I appreciate everything they've done for me and my family. They would bend over to my papa asking him to buy me an Xbox. He called me, he's on the way to the store to go get it. I miss him. I love him for everything he did for me.
Hello everyone. I'm Erica. I'm Allison's youngest child. I have to say, my parents were amazing. They were absolutely amazing. I'm so thankful for being honest, do my best, and always keep your word. My daddy always said, if you ain't got nothing else, you got your word is your bond.
So what you say,
you better do it.
and because of them,
I've been able to give my kids a life that they gave me. I want to say thank you to everybody who's here, all those that are watching virtually that would love to be here but couldn't. I thank you guys. These two folks, they were larger than life.
they're being gone.
And them being gone is gonna leave a void, it's enormous void that
It'll never be filled.
it'll never be filled, but
We know that love that they gave us.
we know that love that they gave us and the support that they gave us. And one thing I do appreciate is that my mom and daddy always made an effort to be wherever they needed to be for whoever. I'm talking about anything, graduations, parties. It didn't matter, they were there. And they were there to have a good time. My mom and daddy lived.
They may not be here in physical.
They may not be here in the physical sense anymore, but while they were, they lived. And I'm so thankful for that. Again, thank you guys all for coming out. I really appreciate it.
And daddy's son. In my heart.
I just want to say I'm very, very thankful for my parents. And I'm very grateful for the life that they showed us. And, you know, as we were younger growing up, they were real strict on us. We were bad as they would tear us up. They sure didn't stop us. And I was the ringleader. I'd get Ursula and my brother Lamar, and we go ransack the neighborhood. We got my 4 little sisters singing somebody. And my family, if one did it, we all got up. So we all have to sorry, he said, we wreak havoc on the neighborhood. But I'm just so thankful. I'm sad, of course, because I miss them. But I'm so thankful that I had the time and the energy to spend with them, and how we did our thing. And Jace, we would get together and we make jokes about them while they driving and stuff. But I'm gonna roll with them. And I just thank them for being the kind of parents that they were. And they were so special the way they took care of Eric. And I mean, Eric, he done been around the world. He's been more places than all of us put together.
Yes, Lord.
True. He done been to Spain, he done been to Costa Rica, he done been to the Bahamas. Yeah. Any place you can think to go, he been there, so we gotta catch up with him. I just wanna say thank everybody for coming, and they'll be missed, but they showed us a great example. Amen. Hello, everyone. I'm Ursula. And again, like everything has been said, I thought about what my parents did. The time that they joined in marriage, we were a family. And that's all we do, to take care of them. I just thank God for the opportunity to be able to have them a part of my life, and to show me and instill so many things inside of us. You know, I was reminiscing about all the trips we took to Arizona every single summer. And in the van, what I believe, it was our family, it was just all of us just piled up in the van, and how we would take a trip, you know, Mert and her family, we would take a trip to Arizona. And somehow that van seemed to be so big. But I know, you know, we were piled on top of each other. But we had a good time playing, you know, OJs. My dad would play them over, and Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. But I just thought about all the special times and the moments that we shared with each other. And I was thinking how my mom, you know, we all know how mom was. Mom would take something, nothing, and turn it into something. And I was thinking this morning about the time when we had a peach tree on Beach Street. And, you know, she would make jam, and she would make peach cobbler and everything. But one day she had, I think me and my brother were out there picking some leaves from off the tree. And we was like, Mom, what you gonna do with these leaves? And she said, I'm gonna make some hair grease. And I said, hair grease? So I said, oh, I wanna see this, because she can get all kind of stuff. I said, let me see what she can do. About 2 or 3 days later, them leaves still on the stove, as she would do when we still on the the stove glowing. And I'm like, Mom, what did that read? She was like, oh, I think I must have left out some ingredients. I said, but I just think about just all the good times. There's just so many things, you know. I thought we was, I believe, one time at the house on Easter, for Easter, and she had made some gravy, and my dad had got his plate. It's all just good. But I just began to just think about all, like my sister said, they were there for everything. Everything that they could be there, they was there with us. They was there, you know. So I just thank God for them. I thank God for the life that they gave us, the things that they instilled in us, and not only in us, in our kids and in the loved ones. I just thank God for who they were to me and to us. I thank each and every one of you for being here, for the church families, the loved ones, the cousins, the aunties, the uncles, all the love that you guys have given us. I truly thank God for that. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Cindy. I am a Cinema scholar. I thank my dad for giving me his father's good name. I thank him for keeping that name clean for 73 years. I thank him for being the best provider I've ever known up until this day. I thank my mother for being the first person I ever loved, for taking care of me, for spoiling me at times, for being my number one cheerleader. I still remember the first day of school of the year that she didn't go to school with me. I remember I stayed with her. But through the years, she's taught me, she's nourished me, she's educated me in everything. And everything that I am, and everything that I'm going to be, is because of my parents. I'm crying because I know that they're in a better place. I'm crying because I can't call them home. I can't go on vacation with them anymore. I'm going to miss that. So I thank you all for being here. I know it's a little pain, and you took a rest to be here, and I thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hello. My name is Gary. I'm Bug's youngest brother. And I grew up calling him Bug. And one thing that wasn't pride and what did that mean? And growing up watching him, what he always done for me is I always felt sick. No matter what. I always knew that Bug had my back. And that's something that was always told. And I used to laugh at him sometimes, but I used to tell him I knew Alice before he did. Because when we had the restaurant, you guys used to come up to the restaurant. And I remember Alice was just so incredible. And I kept hearing his word family. And that's what these two people here represent. And look around us. Family. And that's something that I will forever, ever be thankful for these two beautiful people. And it's going to be difficult, I know. And I just recently lost another brother. And so I asked myself, why is this happening? You know, what did we do? You know, to Alice's family, you know, we're all in this together. And Eric, I love you, man. I love you. What these beautiful people meant to all each of us.
Everyone. My name is Tyrell, Auntie Uncle Alex, and my mom, just to say the things that I remember about her. As my cousin Trayvon alluded to earlier, being a black cast all the time, to the point where my other cousins here was little kids, we've been going there so long. And about my uncle Mose, what I remember is we was all the time shooting dice and everybody. When I know we're gonna get in trouble, we get in the garage and every time the door opens, I understand about one thing that came pop to my head immediately when I was in a situation and I wrote a letter to my Auntie Alice and she made it happen for me. And I didn't expect it, and then I thought about it. It wasn't surprising at the same time. I just wanted to say that about
So we came in from Texas, me and my sister, Alice, mom, and my grandmother, my sisters, and looking at Alice and like looking at my blood. I hadn't seen a lot of my younger cousins in years, but we just have so much family in Texas where Alice was born that, sent words of encouragement through Ursula and myself to make it here. And I just wondering why we feel that so many proud, but they knew that nothing was going to stop it. That's the easiest life I've ever made. So don't have to thank me. I can go on and on about family reunions and all good times I've had, travel to Texas. I've known, Alice knew me before I knew myself, and sisters have been so supportive of my mom and my grandmother, and they're there before anybody is. So returns the favor today. But really what I want to talk about is Mose. He married into the family, but known him forever. Just met Ursula, just now I haven't seen him for a while, but I could just remember one story that our family has a central house in Austin, Texas, and the whole family comes every year for, we just pop up in the house. It's an old house, but I can remember, being from Texas that, when something breaks in the house, it breaks. And just leave it. I just remember, it might have been 10, 15 years ago when Mose came to the house and we went out for dinner, came back, and everything in the house worked. Every light, every hour was exposed and stuff that hadn't worked in 30 years. I just Ursula's son, probably 8 at the time, he's my nephew. Like, who is that? I just remember saying, these are bad dudes. Love me some Mose. Thank you, family. God bless you. Everything in the house worked. My name is Campbell.
All right, come on, Carol.
I just wanted to
what my cousin said. My birthday was amazing. It was worth it. Yeah, really amazing. And I love spending time with like y'all said, rolling dice and all jewelry. Seeing the doors close back up and get back shooting dice. And I'll tell you one thing about that infamous winning shot in that vacuum. Let me go get a switch. I'm trying to get a small switch on that tree. And you come with a small one, they're gonna be mad and they're gonna tell you, my mom too, she tell me you win a switch. So, I know what I'm talking about. And I remember playing in the backyard. Y'all playing in the backyard. He had so many wires. Rows and rows of wires, and I was playing the wires. Messing around. I remember one time, back in the day, I was mad at the kid. And I almost ran from the house and she chased me. And yeah, she remember that. I ran from the house. They used to babysit. I love them. They were amazing. Thank you everybody for coming.
Hello everybody, my name is Shelton Hill Sr. I'm the son-in-law of Mose and Alice. They've been a part of my life. I was telling my wife over 2/3, I was 16 years old when I was introduced to them, and I used to think that a father-in-law looked like TC. Praise God from that. T.I. when I first met him. But every time, I've been with my wife for 36 years now, but every time I would talk to Pop, he always greet me with the same voice. Hey Sheldon, still working? Hey Sheldon, still working? I'm still working. Been on my job for 20 years, but it was always still working. Amen. And I thought about the things that they established in me. They never, praise God, they never ever, when I came into the family, I was family. Sometimes people have problems with the in-laws. I didn't have no problems with my in-laws. I love my in-laws. And Mom always was like a mother. She was none. I'd give Ursula my jacket, and then I'd come over to the house, and Mom be wearing my jacket. So I gave her another jacket. I came over to the house, and Pop had on my jacket. And then she asked me for a t-shirt, gave me a t-shirt, and Bullet had on my jacket. We were family. We were and then I thought about, with something. We got out on some jobs, and I remember one time we were doing a job in Camarillo, and a lady wanted us to change the plans in the middle of it, and she wanted us to run the lights, this way, but we had to go under the driveway. I didn't know how we were going to do it, but I remember Pops making some device, wire up, and we ran the lights. Then it came a time when we had to hang some poles, some heavy poles. And then it was just me and him. We didn't have no crane. So we held that pole up and we tied that joint down. And I'm thinking that it's up. And he said, it's not level. He wasn't going to leave that job without it being level. So we began to unscrew this and tie that. But I'm going to miss Pops and I'm going to miss Mom. Mom always had the same spirit around me. Even when she was upset, she was just the same cool, calm, collected mom. And Pops, we went to Raider games, we went to Laker games, together. And when I was telling my wife when he would come over, he always had a bag of peanuts, and then he wanted to re-roast them, and on Sundays, getting donuts and a gallon of milk. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. And I thank God for him. I thank God for bringing them into my life. And I thank God for the things that they added into my life, for the seeds that they planted, in my life, that I was able to take that fruit and then pour it into my children. And I'm going to miss them, like I said, and I love them, and I thank God for all of you.
Hi everybody. I'm Tamika, one of the children. I'm Harmony, the oldest. Well, second oldest. I just want to say thank you. Even though I'm a grandchild, I was raised as a child. And my grandparents took on a responsibility that was not theirs. And they gave me the best life that they could ever. I could even ask for. God knew I needed them. God knew I needed them. Amen. And I think it's just so funny how everyone talks about family, because my grandma used to have us at everybody's family. Every picture, I'd be like, oh, this ain't important to her it was. She couldn't explain it to me, but it didn't matter. It was there, that was what it was. And my grandpa would be there with that camera, and we'd be looking at it, and I'm like, who is that? And then it's so funny, my granny was saying my grandpa was just so boastful and he's always bragging about himself and you know. But as I got older, I realized he was really just proud. He was proud of everything. He was proud of himself. He was proud of his accomplishments. He was proud of his family. He was proud of his kids. He was proud of his grandkids. He was proud of every single thing he did, the smallest to the biggest. He was just proud. He even got Jada Walmart tag. That's an accomplishment to him. He was proud. Jada got a job. That was a big thing. He was at all of our graduations. He was at all of the boys' games. From going nowhere. And I just thank them that they instilled in us to go after whatever we want. Don't let anybody tell us no, because nobody tell them no. And to always just work hard for whatever we want in this life. And I just think about how supportive they were for everything. I could tell them I wanted to go to the moon and I'll be like, yeah. Like, let's go, Mom, this should be down. I'll go get dragged along. He'll get dragged along. So I just want to say I'm going to miss him so much. Just thank them that they just going to just go after whatever we want.
I had the opportunity of helping take care of my grandparents before they passed and spend a little more time with them. And it was definitely an adventure. That's the only thing that I could say, because between the phone calls back and forth and, you know, my papa couldn't hear the best and I was yelling something at him. I was like, Papa is Q, like the letter Q. I said QRS and he was like, what? And I was like Q as in Quincy. And he was like, who's Quincy? I'm just like, I had to laugh because I couldn't say anything else after that. I was like, Papa, you know, my granny and my papa, that is one thing that I can honestly say, like everybody else, they were there for everything. And I truly enjoy having them in my life. I know a lot of people don't get to experience their grandparents in the way that we did, but I know that none of their grandchildren can say that they didn't support us in anything that we did. They were always there, whether it was just to give us a phone call on our birthdays or they didn't miss anything. And I don't know how they were the age they were and still going around everywhere. I mean, Granny was still trying to go to Napa Valley and Alaska, and I'm like, girl, I haven't even been to half of these places. Like, you've been all over the world. I mean, just like they said, Boogie has been more places than all of us combined. So I'm just really grateful to have them as my grandparents, and I'm truly, truly gonna miss them. I'm truly gonna miss the phone calls and just sitting there at the house laughing at Granny and Papa calling Granny a bully and all kinds of things. I think about when I had the opportunity to go to Arizona with them one time, and it probably took us about 3 hours to leave the house, because if you know my Papa, everything has its place. And it took about 2.5 hours just for him to put everybody's luggage in the back of the car. And it had to be a certain way. And Granny came around and she was like, well, I need something out of my bag. He was like, you can't mess up with the back of the car. Now it's like, come on. And I'm like, we ain't never gonna get to Arizona. We're gonna be sitting here tomorrow. And we finally got a chance to go, and I got to experience what my mom would always talk about, him listening to his oldies, and they're just cruising in the car together, and I'm just grateful that I had those experiences with them. So thank you, everybody.
Hello everyone. I am this grandchild. When it comes to these two, nothing else comes to the mind except power, love, and strength of just who they were. For Papa, hard work and service. There was nothing that Papa would do, let alone Granny too, for what they would do for family. I know everybody's been saying it so far, but it really is true. A great memory of them. them coming out to Georgia to come see us. You know, we're very far from the west side, so you know, we take whatever company we get. And just to see them, hey James, hey James, how's school? Like, you know, it was that's something that I missed the most. And then also to never give up, no matter what life throws these crazy curveballs at you, remember to get up. And I was at that one point where I was against the fence, you know, I wasn't like, I don't know if I can graduate college, a little obstacle, you know. It's going to be way worth it, and you're going to be so much more happier when you say that, you know what, you pushed through and you made it, and now you're here, you're successful. To be grateful for that. And I made a promise to my dad. I was like, I'm going to do all right. I'm going to graduate. I'm going to make my parents proud, I'm going to make my brothers proud, but most importantly, I'm going to make my girl and Papa proud. It's going to be way worth it, and you're going to be so much more happier. You said, you know what, you pushed through and you made it, and now you're here, you're successful. To be grateful. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm one of the youngest, I'm a son, and to talk about, to say something about my granny and papa, and my father said, Papa was innovative. So if you guys don't know, I sell shoes, and I remember talking to Papa, and Papa was like, I can get you some shoes, so just let me know what you need. He said, I know what's up. So I was like, okay. And he ended up taking his K-Swiss. I don't even know where he pulled the hacksaw from, and chopped off the front to make him some sandals. I was like, Papa, we can't get you some more shoes. He's like, why am I going to get these? This good right here. And Mama just looked at me like, don't even argue with him, son. Because I was like, Papa was always, me and him always had our back and forth. It was his shorts were on backwards, and I'm trying to tell him, like, Papa, they're on backwards. We argued for 30 minutes, and then he goes, yeah. But we'll miss him, especially Christmases and Thanksgiving. You know, just seeing all my cousins down there, you know, just that feeling of family. And this, you know, getting them random calls from Papa, or hearing them randomly come over and just hearing Papa, just him and Brother coming up the stairs and Brother coming in my room and pulling me back downstairs on my pinky, man. You know, I just miss those moments, man. You know, I'm glad that they're together and like, you know, they're not suffering. And I ask that you guys to do the things, you know, just see all my cousins. Just hope that they're watching over us. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Trishawn. I'm one of your grandchildren. We got a lot of memories of Granny and Papa. From Christmases at their house, coming to all the games, to track meets. I remember they came out when I was in the jail. I ran inside there and they was out there. They came outside. And every time you knew, if you looked up in the stand, you see my mom, you see them there. New Mexico State. UTEP. I know they were no home, but I understand. But you never get enough time. None of your family members. But we have time now, so everybody should enjoy their family while they're here, because one day God gonna call. And when God called, you can't put them on hold. But I'm gonna miss my grandparents. I'm gonna miss they used to bring donuts. I still got all the donuts to this day. Every weekend they stay at our house. We gotta fix up the den. Because Granny and Papa coming. We live on 7th place. But I know they're in a better place and they went together. But like I said, I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna love them forever. Thank you for coming.
Hey, everybody. I'm here representing the Frank Jacksons. I don't unfortunately have too many things to say today. It's just a sad day. My heart hurts for everybody here. But I wanted to get up and say something about my uncle and my aunt. As far away as they were, I always felt this closeness to them, and something that I really do remember. I still have my Uncle Bug, which I still don't know how I got that name. That story's been told 3 different ways from 10 different people. And so, but it's suits. That's the one thing I remember, these loud suits just all the time. I thought my dad was the best dressed one in the family. And I remember just seeing him, and those suits were just incredible. Every single picture I see of him now, I admire his boldness and his clothing choices for sure. And I'm always going to remember that Alice was always happy to see me. Just always happy to see me, no matter when it was, no matter what the occasion. One of the last times I did see them, it was I think something like this, unfortunately, but I just remember getting the biggest hug ever from my uncle and telling me how much he loved me. It's always good to see everybody, and that's something that I take value in this family a lot. It's such a sad day and my heart hurts for everybody. But as has been said before, I'm glad we're all here together today. And if there's anything I keep hearing, it's family. And this is a big one. So hug your loved ones every single day and tell them you love them every day. So when that call comes and you answer, you can instill the love and everything that needs to remain. As I said, representing the Frank Jacksons, I'm not going to take the time like he would. So I was going to say I love you guys a lot. And yeah, my heart hurts for everybody here. The loss is far too great. I'm going to miss them a lot. But,
Is there anyone else? At this time? Erica? Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, the acknowledgements. I'm sorry, Kathy?
Our thoughts are with you. Your sadness now is a reflection of your love for the one who has gone and a sure sign that you have loved well. May the warmth of family and friends and wonderful memories bring you comfort at this difficult time. We send our love and prayers from your family, Tina and family in Columbus, Ohio, and Faye and Shawanda from Las Vegas, Nevada. Remembering you in prayers. In times like these, there's so much we don't understand. And all that's really left is to hold tight to the one who does. Praying His strength, care, and love will be very evident to you today. The Living Gospel Church.
Blessed are they that mourn.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Matthew 5:4. To Sister Ursula and Brother Shelton and family, from the glorious church May God's loving presence comfort you. His perfect peace restore you. And His promise of eternal life sustain you during this time. Sympathy and love. Your mother lives on in you. She nurtured you when you were small and taught you as you grew. Her values, lessons, hopes, and dreams became a part of you. Hoping the legacy of love of your mother left you will be a source of strength and comfort for you now. With deepest sympathy, Aunt May. In the loss of your father. For the Lord has comforted His people and will have compassion. Feel afresh the lasting impact of a father's legacy. With sympathy, Aunt May. With sympathy, wishing you, Wanda and the rest of the Jackson family, we're wishing you many peace-filled memories, thinking of you during this difficult time. We pray that God's comfort will be there for you all. We love you, Aunt Clara. Everything that you've done on behalf of the family, we thank you so much for coming from near and far. A special thanks to our cousins who did come all the way from Texas. And we knew they wouldn't miss, and we thank God for your presence, and we thank God for each and every one of you who've come to pay honor and tribute to my sister and my brother-in-law. Thank you.
All because two people fell in love. Mose Jackson was born on August 15, 1946, to Mose Sr. and Catherine Jackson in Montgomery, Alabama. He was the eldest of 13 children. Growing up as the son of a proud Air Force veteran, Mose spent time abroad in Felixstowe, England, where he attended middle school and played baseball. In 1960, the Jackson family relocated to Oxnard, California, and Mose Jackson Sr. was stationed at Oxnard Air Force Base. As a student at Oxnard High School, Mose Jackson participated in track and field and excelled in pole vaulting. At 19 years old, Mose was drafted and joined the United States Army on December 8, 1965. He attended basic training in Fort Lewis, Texas, and was attached to the 7th Battalion, 13th Artillery, as an assistant gunner. Mose served in Vietnam until November 6, 1967, at which time he was honorably discharged and then transferred to the Standby Army Reserves until December 7, 1971. During his active duty tour in Vietnam, Mose earned the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, the Vietnam Campaign Medal, 2 overseas service bars, and the Sharpshooter M14 Marksmanship Badge. Upon completion of his active service, Mose returned to Oxnard, California, where he raised his children, Myron and Asa. At an early age, Mose learned the importance of family and hard work. He exhibited a work ethic that remained unmatched until his passing. He worked as a janitor with his father and as an electrician at Raytheon Company in Oxnard until retiring. During that time, he obtained his electrical business license, which he was extremely proud of, and started his own lucrative business with his wife, Alice. Mose also worked for State Farm Insurance in Westlake, California. Alice Jackson was born as Alice Ellison on June 7, 1949. To Jesse Ellison and Doshi Ellison in Hillsboro, Texas. She was the eldest daughter of 10 children and attended school while in Texas. Alice worked along with her parents who were sharecroppers. In 1960, she and her family moved to Gila Bend, Arizona. Alice worked as a waitress for many years until moving to Oxnard, California in 1973 with her children Wanda, Cynthia, and Lamar. Once there, she worked for Burroughs Pack Batteries, for the Department of the Navy and for Langley, and the Department of the Air Force at Edwards Air Force Base, where she retired. The love story of Mose and Alice started in 1973. After returning from Vietnam, Mose saw Alice when she was in the Jackson family restaurant, Miss Kitty's Kitchen in Oxnard. He always told her the story how when he first laid eyes on her, he We wanted to marry her. Mose and Alice were introduced, and so began a life where they were connected for life. On June 29, 1974, Mose and Alice wed in Las Vegas, Nevada. They seamlessly merged their families and raised them in love and harmony, and added to it with the birth of twins, Eric and Erica. The Jackson family settled in Oxnard. Mose worked tirelessly to provide for his family, as did Alice. They ensured their children knew and received unconditional love. While working full-time, Mose studied electricity and took the California State exam to become a certified electrician and passed successfully. Together they started the company A&M Electric. Mose completed numerous contracting jobs throughout Oxnard, some of which still exist and are being used to this day. In addition to their family, A&M Electric was a source of pride and joy for Mose and Alice. During this time, Alice worked full-time and went to school at Oxnard College in the evenings. She earned her associate's degree and shortly thereafter began working for the Department of the Navy at the Naval Construction Battalion Center in Fort Whitehaven, California. In 1997, Mr. and Mrs. Jackson relocated to Lancaster, California, at which time Alice worked for the Department of the Air Force. Mrs. Jackson are the parents of six, the grandparents of 15. Their family lineage is as follows: Wanda Nixon, Cynthia Jackson, Thurman Lamar Jackson, Myron DeJeanette, Ursula Hill, Eric Jackson, and Erica Jackson. Grandchildren: Devon Washington, Harmony Hill, Trayvon Nixon, Trayshawn Nixon, Shelton Jr., Thurman Jackson Jr., Tavon Nixon, Seth Hill, Jada Pinson, Jace Pinson, Tolly Pinson III, and Xavier Pinson, and great-grandson DeMarcus Nixon. Mose Jackson is preceded in death by his parents Mose and Catherine Jackson, brothers Ronald Jackson and John Jackson, and sister Sharon Jackson and Judy Jefferson. Alice is preceded in death by her parents Jesse and Doshi Ellison, brothers Jesse Ellison, Donald Ellison, Allie Ellison, Billy Ellison, and sister Maddie Ellison.
Good afternoon. I want to read a poem when tomorrow starts without me. It's on the back of your program. First, I would like to thank Mose and Alice for accepting me into their family. And I want everyone to know I'm honored by being asked to read this poem today. When tomorrow starts without me, and I'm not there to see if the sun should shine, if the sun should rise and find your eyes all filled with tears for me. I wish somebody did today, while thinking of the many things you did not get to say. I know how much you love me, as much as I love you. And each time that you think of me, I know you'll miss me too. But when tomorrow starts without me, please try to understand. Then an angel came and called my name, and took me by the hand, and said my place was ready in heaven for our love, and that I had to leave behind all those I dearly loved. But as I turned to walk away, a tear fell from my eye. For all my life, I always thought I didn't want to die. I had so much to live for, so much left to do. It seemed almost impossible that I was leaving you. I thought of all the yesterdays, the good ones and the bad. I thought of all the love we shared and all the fun we had. If I could relive yesterday, just even for a while, I say goodbye and kiss you, and maybe see you smile. But then I fully realized that this can never be, for emptiness and memories will take the place of them. And when I thought of worldly things, I might miss come tomorrow. I thought of you, and when I did, my heart was filled with sorrow. But when I walked through heaven's gates, I felt so much at home. When God looked down and smiled at me from his great golden throne. He said, "This is eternity, And all I promised you, today your life on earth is past, but here life starts anew. I promise no tomorrow, but today will always last. And since each day is the same, there's no longing for the past. You've been so faithful, though there were some times you did some things you knew that you shouldn't do. But you have been forgiven, and now at last you're free. So won't you come and take my hand and share my life with me? When tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart. For every time you think of me, I'm right here in your heart.
I really, after listening to all the stories, I just want to ask a question. I've heard all the stories about traveling to Arizona and getting in these vans. So I just want to say, I want to play, what's it called? I want to play a game with you very quickly. I'm going to say a name, you tell me the song. The Spinners. For all y'all that was in the van. The Spinners. I said the Spinners. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Wake up everybody. Wake up everybody. So only one person was in the van. Those days. Which one is it? Which one is it? Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven. All right. Let me give y'all one more. All right. Let me give y'all one more. No. Let me start by saying this. Let me start by saying this. The reason why I feel so content in my heart is that to hear the stories and to really make their life come to life. Share the idea of who they were in this life. All of you who came up here, you really utilized that. That's what you all had already done. So there's no reason for me to eulogize what you've already done. So I just want to share that. You created. So I just want to share just a couple points with you that help you through the days that are to come. That when you think of them and your heart is heavy, I just want to remind you of the things that God says we can do to deal with the hurt. I started by telling you earlier that God can take the hurt out of pain. He can take the pain out of the pain. But it all starts with you acknowledging that you're hurting and that you are hurting. His word says that in your weakness, He's made strong. So it requires you to do an acknowledgement. So that's the point. Number one. God wants you to acknowledge in your hurt and allow Him to begin the healing process as you go through this journey. Psalms 39 says, I kept very quiet, but I became even more upset. I became angry inside, and as I thought about it, my anger. And if you think about what they went through and how they went through it, it's pretty easy to become angry and frustrated. But God also tells us that if you release it, He'll fix it. And that's point number 2. Don't hold on to the pain. Release it. And number 3. Ask God to reveal the hurt. Ask God to reveal the hurt that you don't want to acknowledge. Ask God to reveal the hurt. Ask God to reveal the hurt that you don't want to acknowledge. Sometimes when things don't make sense, you want to find someone to blame. You want to say it's your fault. Or it's their fault. Or if they hadn't done this, they would still be here. And so as you go through this grieving process, ask God to reveal the places in your heart that you're hurting that you don't want to acknowledge. The next is to ask God to replace your hurt with peace. You say, well, how is that possible? Some things you'll never Some things you'll never understand.
There comes a time when you have to be able.
But there comes a time when you have to be able to, as Jesus said, Father, not my will, but thine will be done. It doesn't make sense to me why it had to be this way.
But God says that
His thoughts are not my thoughts, and His ways are not my ways.
so if I
submit to His plan,
I give up the right to be angry.
I give up the right to be angry. And I'm into a place of submission where God is able to begin to mend the broken places in your heart.
And
finally,
ask God to heal.
Ask God to heal your memories.
Ask God to heal.
Ask God to heal your memories.
I heard so many awesome stories.
I heard so many awesome stories of their life and how they lived and what they represented and all of those things.
There's still going to be times
But there's still going to be times in this process where you're going to think about how they left this world.
So ask God.
So ask God
to heal your memories.
to heal your memories.
With that being said to you,
With that being said to you, I've heard the grandchildren, I've heard the parents, I've heard some of the cousins, I've heard the sisters, all talk about that. If I can say it, can I just be me for just 1 second? Do you mind?
If I can describe them in my own way,
If I can describe them in my own way, I would say they was 100.
everything about them was 100.
Everything about them was 100. What you saw is what you got. And they didn't bite their tongue.
They didn't
For
switch up.
nobody. And they didn't switch up for nobody. But the same way they lived would be the way that they would challenge you to go forward. Bad decisions in their life. Bad decisions don't define you. They give you the opportunity to become better.
It gives you an opportunity to be.
It gives you an opportunity to be the kind of person, I heard some of you say, the kind of person that they would want you to be, or expect you to be.
That their word meant
And I heard somebody said that their word meant everything to them.
This morning I have a question for you.
This morning I have a question for you. What does your word mean to you?
What does your word mean?
What does your word mean to you?
Now, if you've come in this place and you have a
relationship with the Lord, maybe you haven't done things the way that you know you ought to, and Mose and Alice are a great example. Tomorrow's not promised you.
You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You don't know what the next 10 minutes.
So the question I have for you is if
God called your number 10, would we know for sure that you would be with Him?
Because that relationship, you can hide it from me.
Because that relationship, you can hide it from me.
But God knows you.
You can hide it from them, but God
knows how you really. And so this morning, I just want to.
I just want you to be 100. If you come in this place and you know you can be better,
do better.
You know you can do better.
You know you can act better, talk better.
You know you can act better, talk better, live better. Then I want to challenge you.
Make that decision today.
To make that decision today.
Declaration.
You don't know. I want to. The Bible says, when 2 or 3 come together in His name, that He's in the midst.
And that your life can change. Right?
And that your life. I agree. Keep your hand up. I agree. Now, you can put your hand down. Now, let me tell you. Gifted you to make decisions than to make a decision to turn your life around. And turning your life around don't mean you're doing anything bad. It's just acknowledging that I can do more. I can pray a little bit more. And not when we have to come into these situations. And now, let me say it to you this way. In the last 2 weeks, I've had 7 years.
This thing called life.
This thing called life don't care.
Can I say it to you this way?
Can I say it to you this way? Life is like the ocean. It makes room for you when you come in, and it don't miss you when you get out. But isn't it nice to know that God knows your name? He does miss you. And He wants you to be with Him. With that being said, will you bow your heads with me? Father, I thank you for all of those who came to celebrate the life of Mose and Alice Jackson. But God, I thank you even more that the life of these two wonderful people had the impact that caused others to want to know you better, to want to do better, live better, act better, speak better. Father, honor their hearts.
Dispatch your guardian angels.
Dispatch your guardian angels.
Allow them to minister to them on every level.
And allow them to minister to them on every level of their life.
That in their times of grief.
That in their times of grief, Father, that they will whisper your peace.
And Father, in their time of need, to know that this battle,
help them to know that this battle, they don't have to fight it alone.
The Bible says that
where you may be, there He shall be also. You don't have to do it by yourself. So Father, remind them in the moments that they're crying, that when you cry, He cries. He sees your tears and He knows.
So Father, I thank you for honoring.
So Father, I thank you for honoring
I thank you for their
the
life.
hearts of your people. I thank you for their life of Mose and Alice that has drawn so many closer to you.
We celebrate the decision.
So we celebrate the decision.
Father, help it not to just be something that's
Father, help it not to just be something that's fast, but help it to be a life decision.
That going forward.
That going forward, things are going to change.
And Father, knowing you like we do, there's no
And Father, knowing you like we do, there's no moment too big for you. So we thank you that in every moment, things will get better. We declare these things and so much more in the name that is above every name. In the name that every knee shall bow and every tongue confess. In the name of your darling Son, Jesus, we pray. Amen. Before I turn it over, I want to give you guys a little story. It's actually a true story. And it's kind of just to encourage you as you take this journey. There was a pastor in Michigan who loved to fish. So he had one of his parishioners take him out on a boat to go fishing. And while they were fishing, out of nowhere, the fog came. And when the fog came, the swells began to raise. And as the swells began to raise, the pastor said he didn't know what to do.
And the captain of
the captain of the boat was just telling him, we just gotta write it out. Now, you hear what I'm saying? You got a believer pastor on this side. And you just got to tell the man he's supposed to live by faith. Telling the man he's supposed to live by faith. We just got to write it out. I'm saying that to say to some of you, don't think. I'm saying that to say to some of you, don't think because you have a relationship with God that life won't right.
That it won't make you question.
That it won't make you question what you think.
And as they kept going, the swells began.
And as they kept going, the swells began to get even bigger. And as the pastor said, the swells got
he said he began to call out.
And he said he began to call out, God help me. God help me. And the captain was on his radio. And he called out, and there was a plane flying over. And the captain was saying to the pilot, hey, you don't know what's happening, the swells are coming up, we're afraid we're going to get knocked over. And the pilot said, you got about 100 feet more than everything And if you would ask God to change your mind, to reposition what you see. In other words, stop looking from your perspective and begin to look from God's perspective. Because when he called the fire, he was looking down. So they couldn't see what was to come because they were in the middle of it. But if you ask God for his help, he will change your perspective looking down. What begins to look dangerous to you will be nothing but a bump.
What looks to be something that would shatter you.
What looks to be something that will shatter you will be something that will wind up making you strong.
So as you go forward today,
I just want to remind you, it doesn't matter what life brings your direction. With that being said, I will turn it over to Garcia, and I will say to you what I say to my congregation every Sunday. If I can just ask you to repeat after me. What I say unto one, I say unto all. Watch and pray until God comes. We love you, we appreciate your family. Thank you for the privilege of being here and the privilege of making the stories of your family. I really feel keeping you as a family, and I really feel the love that you guys have. So thank you for allowing me to see that and participate. May God continue to carry you, grant you peace, and sustain you as you continue to live this life. God bless you, and may God keep you.
Thank you very much.